What is up, YouTube? This is a highly requested video by a lot of you, and I know you've been waiting for a really long time, so I'm so sorry for the delay. But we are back with our RTA series, and we are currently already 1-0 because somebody left, and I was halfway doing my intro and they just left. And I figure maybe this is, maybe we should start it on an actual fight. So we're going to be going with a pre-ban on the Lua. And I haven't played any RTA at all since the last season, so I'm going to go with what I know, and I think I'm going to start with ae-KARINA Lily as first pick since it's going to be a very strong opening. And this season, before we enter the latter part of the season, I do want to start playing a bit more of a different style, like Carmen made Chloe, and you guys will be seeing that in the later fights. So it looks like he's going for Talentless and ae-KARINA. So what do we want to go for that can kind of counter this? We kind of maybe want to aggro him down a little bit. I have a degen poly, so maybe poly is not the best option. I could go mediated Coeric and go for, say, like an Aiden. I think that could still be a pretty decent option. I think that's what I'm going to go for. Yes, so Aiden's good into ae-KARINA. I have 2 attack buffers, right? I've conquered Lilies with Vigor, and I have attack buff from the Medwick, also countering his first pick, which means that I should be able to get some decent value. Now he has Maru and Shuna, so I haven't really played against this unit at all, since obviously I haven't played the season yet. But what are we gonna do? I'm thinking we take some type of water unit to kind of cuck his team. Maybe like a Kisei? Yeah, Kisei could be okay. We'll give Kisei a try. And on top of the Kisei, I kind of want to get a force ban out of him. I want a force ban out of him. Maybe Choux would be a force ban for him, potentially. And I think that's what we're gonna try. Now, I'm not too sure how to fight against this guy yet, but I'm sure as the episodes progress, we will figure it out. But as of the current moment, I'm thinking... what is our ban going to be? I'm thinking we could probably ban last pick, because this is going to be a guaranteed answer to Aiden and my water units. So I definitely want to ban this out. And he's going to ban the Conqueror Lilies, which is a bit surprising, because now... the Maru is not going to have as much impact, right? So I'm not going to have any extra turns. And let's see. So ideally, I would have wanted to have my Kisei go first, but it is what it is. And I could potentially just straight up kill off this Maru here, which I do. And I'm going to go for a hit on the AOL. And now I am going to press S3 because I want to get the debuffs from the AOL off as soon as possible. Now he is going to get skill null if I press S3, so I'm probably going to want to avoid that. And I'm just going to press S1 just so I don't put the S2 on cooldown just yet, because we could just proc it naturally. Now obviously his play here is probably to press his skills on Shuna, remove my debuffs, or sorry, my buffs. And the ae-KARINA is going to be able to revive one of the 2 units that we've killed. And I think even if they bring back Maru, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. Because the Maru, oh, well, it brought back the AOL, so it actually doesn't really do him any good. He goes for a hit on the Aiden. I guess he wants to reset his skill null, which makes sense. So in that case, I'm just going to go for an S1 on the AOL. I think the argument could have been made that I want S1 onto the... I could have S1 onto the ae-KARINA, but she hasn't S3 yet, right? Or I mean, the Spirit's Breath is resetting her a lot, so we need to be wary of that. So we want to check her turns. There's 2 turns on here, and then we have 2 turns on the debuffs for the healing. Shuna's one of those units that I feel like maybe I should have built. But at the same time, I don't have any Molagoras for her, so I don't know if she's really worth building if I don't have the Molagoras. So we're going to try to take care of this AOL because she was pretty squishy when we killed her first life. APOC is still 2 turns on the counter here, so I'm just going to finish off the AOL, hopefully. Okay, wow, Choux has a 100% proc rate at the moment, which is, I guess you could say, surprising. No, I thought there was sirens outside my house with this background music, actually. It's a bit weird. So I'm still just gonna work down this Shuna here. Now she has 2 turns left, so we're totally fine at the moment. And I'm just gonna S1 in the Shuna here, and my proc S2. Wow, my Choux proc rate is 100%. That is crazy. Alright, well this guy's pretty much dead, because I'm gonna be able to S3 with the Aiden, and he should be gone. Let's find out. We're on sort of cycling seasons with like 440 GS, so I'm pretty sure they're dead. And it looks like they are dead. GG. Alright, well, that's too bad. And I guess we'll move on to the next one. Alrighty, so we're in the second battle of today. We're fighting against Lichana from the Guild Peace. And they banned the Lionheart Sturmia, which means they probably are going to play some dual attacks or counter attack heavy teams. And I did say that I want to try a different draft, so I'm going to you know what, I'm going to first pick DJB. What'll happen now? Now ideally I want to play a Carmen Maid Chloe draft, as I mentioned in the previous clip. But I think I'm going to have a pre-ban on the Bryceria in order for me to play a revive draft like that. So maybe next game we're going to play the Maid Chloe draft and see how it does. I did gear most of my units to kind of play around those drafts, but only one way to find out really. So Jacko Cleave is also something that's new since the last time I played, right? So I'm actually going to try, I've kind of been planning for this. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to take Eaton here. I'm going to take Eaton and I'm going to take KARINA. So my thought process behind fighting against Zio Jacko, and I know Valky made a really good video on how to counter with the new ASCAT, but unfortunately I don't have Mola for ASCAT, so that's not going to be an option for me. Nor do I have a triple S, just because I've always thrown out cartouches. Don't do that. But nonetheless, I'm thinking, maybe if we just tank down hard enough and we have anti-cleave, it's going to be really difficult for the Jacko to actually have value in killing us. But yeah, who knows? We'll see. I could also pick like some type of. How should we do this? Okay, well he's definitely. I definitely can't contest him anymore. As I was about to say, I could maybe contest, but that's totally out the window now. The question is going to come down to who is going to be our last 2 units. Who's going to be able to let us actually play the game. So they have like 40 souls right now, technically, right? So if I take the belly in here, that's definitely going to be a potential force ban from him. And in this case, I could also potentially go for BBK. But I don't think it's going to be the strongest in this part of the draft. I honestly think I could potentially go for... Maybe I could try Benimaru, actually. Is it a Benimaru angle? What is a good last pick here? I could give Benimaru a try. I could do Edward. You know what? Let's go for Edward. We want to go for anti-cleave. I do have protection set on my Eaton. And I am on counter Rocket Punch on KARINA, so hopefully I'm able to maybe just like 1v3 or 1v4 if it comes down to it. Solitaria ban. Very interesting. So as of right now, I probably want to get rid of the Death Break. I think the Death Break and Soul Burn, if he bans the Belly, and we're probably going to be in big trouble. So I think we're definitely going to ban the Ran here. And we are going to head in. So we basically deny all of his souls. So I'm very curious to see how he plays this one, actually.
The power of the chosen one.
So he's probably gonna go for a push on my DJB, if that's how that works. And we proc Elbrus, which is pretty nice. And what do you know? We have Eternus, so I guess we can get immunity. And we remove the unbuffable so that the Jacko isn't going to do as much damage to me. And we also get immunity here, and we have barrier, so we're in a really good spot right now. I could proc Elbrus again. And if it does enough damage, I also get cut with Karina, which we do. Yep, there it is. And to be completely honest with you, I think this man might be dead. Karina's gonna drop her S3 on here. And it should kill 3. Yep, perfect. Alright, over to the next one, I guess. Alright, so we are in the next battle here, and unfortunately I did autopilot ban the Lua, so I apologize, I'm not going to be able to play the Maid Chloe draft. So since we want to go for a bunch of different styles in this video, I'm just going to try to go for maybe a first pick Arrowwell.
I made it in the nick of time.
So we played some DJB, we played some Conquer Lilius, maybe we can go for an Arrowwell and see how this does. So he goes Silius LRK, very strong opening from the get-go. Very, very strong opening. So what do I want to do here? I probably want to go Destina, right? But Destina is very low tempo. So I think Lionheart's not a bad pick here. I think Zio's okay here too as well. I think I'm going to go Zio, and then I'm going to go with... I do want to go with a unit that can benefit off the light. I could go Lionheart Sermia, since I can leave the leave the Conquer Lilius. Now, if he tries to go for, say, like a very high aggro draft with like Strays or something, then I can always ban out one of these, ban out the opener and contest him. But he goes Karina, which I guess I would say I'm surprised. Let's see. So he's gonna death break me, which is not good. We definitely do not want to get death broken if possible. What can we do here? What can we do? If you go Arya, we'll have enough ER for sure. If I go Pavel, that's probably no good. Stene's not any good here either. I'm a bit stumped. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a bit stumped. I'm gonna go Holiday Euphine, and then I'm gonna go maybe like Choux here. So Holiday Euphine's on Guide to a Decision, so I'm thinking that I have a chance of evading, and I can get a CR push up. Now, the only way I can really lose here is if I get Death Broken, right? So if I ban the Bryceria, and I don't get Death Broken on the LHC, I have a pretty good chance of just maybe killing the Landy through everything. Of course, the AoE is going to be a bit of a problem, but if we don't get rid of the AoE Death Break, we might just instantly lose, I think. So there's the Zio ban as we expected. And yeah, let's see how this goes. I have no idea. Bit of a panic pick, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Leave it to me.
So it's a fast Landy. Very interesting.
Requesting approval. And
So fast Landy rips S3, which means I'm gonna cut in front, right? Okay, never mind, I don't cut in front. So now he's gonna push back my Holiday Euphine, I assume.
Obey if you wish to live.
He definitely does, right?
Can you even reach me?
He pushes it back.
complete.
I guess he goes for a death break here,
With skills like yours.
but he doesn't have defense buff, so I feel like that might have been a little bit greedy on his part. It definitely feels a little bit greedy, because now I can press S3 here. And yes, he does get barrier from the LRK, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to just run him down here.
A true knight picks
No.
his battles wisely.
I can press S3 on the LRK since it's going to do a lot of damage to my Arrowell. And I want to try to avoid having Arrowell die very early on here so I can keep my mitigation up. Beautiful. Now I am going to drop Cream here. And if we can hit on the Landy, that would be amazing. We do. Beautiful. So I am just going to go into the Landy here. I'm not too worried about KARINA getting pushed up. That's really not a concern. I'm going to be playing off my anti-crit. Landy's going to have empowered S3, but I'm totally fine with that. He does land a death brick on my Lionheart, which means I could be dead, potentially. But I'm pretty confident I won't be dead. Let's see. Okay, so the anti-crit comes through, and we have Escort keeping us alive, which is beautiful. And I'm not sure if this is going to be able to pull the Landy out of the stealth. Doesn't look like we can. Now, this dual attack is going to activate our LHC right away, which is good. Now, I'm just going to go for maybe like an S1 on the Conquer Lilias here. And since I have speed buff, I am definitely going to take the turn before the rest of them. And I think this should do a lot of damage to them here. That Landy should be dead through stealth. Yep. So, in most cases, I'd probably kill the Conquer Lilias. But considering that we're not going to die here and we can get activated, I'm... you know what? I'm just going to go for the Conquer Lilias, actually. Because if the Lost Rider Crown drops S3 and it does a lot of damage, and then the KARINA somehow cycles back and kills my Lionheart, I don't want to deal with all those dual attacks. It could be very bad for me. So my Choux might straight kill here. Oof, very close. So Choux is going to be able to just tap him here. Maybe proc an S2. I swear, they buffed Choux. The Foosh from the Choux must have been buffed. This entire video, she's just been going crazy. And, oh, that was a lot of damage from KARINA, wow. So we're approaching Frenzy Stage 2 very soon. So I'm just going to Soul Burn here. And we didn't proc Foosh on that one. Maybe we proc it here. Do we proc it? It looks like we do. Alright, GG. Well, that draft worked out. Over into our next battle, I guess. All that you can actually work. Pog. Well, so it looks like the one game we actually remembered to pre-ban Bryceria, we actually have someone else banning Bryceria. So as mentioned, I'm going to try to play a new draft that I've never played in all of the seasons of RTA, which is the Maid Chloe Carmen draft. And if you ask me if it's good, I have no idea, so we're gonna find out. And he's coming out with an early KARINA second pick, which is a bit strange. An APOC first pick is very strange too. But yeah, let's see what else he comes up with here. So Lionheart seems pretty good here, right? Naturally, as we see. I think Elencia would be a pretty good option too. I think Elencia, Arya are all pretty fine options as of right now. Stene is probably no good. Aiden is probably not good either here, unfortunately, as much as I want him to be. So that means we're probably going to have to play around... I think Arya could be okay here, actually. I think if we take Elencia, and I could try to take an Arya maybe on the last pick. Or should I take it now? No, let's go Arya now.
You haven't heard of Shadow Elves.
I want to see how he responds with having Arya here. Now he takes Lionheart Sirmia, which is a bit surprising if I may say so myself. So if I go Zahhak, I can just kill one off, right? If I go Zahhak, I can kill one off. I could also just go Benimaru too. Benimaru wouldn't be too good here though, I think. You know what? Why don't we do Fire Charlotte? We can go Fire Charlotte. We could maybe ban this. We could also ban this. I don't know if we need to ban this. Maybe we ban the Vigor. You know what? If we ban the Vigor, he's gonna be a lot less tanky. No, yeah, I think we ban this. So there's a bunch of ER coming out for the team. This is self ER. This is team ER. Do I need a bunch of ER on the Arya? Probably, just so that we have a good turn here. Okay, let's see how this draft goes. Made Chloe, Crimson Armin debut.
Feel my sword.
So he's gonna be going Silliest first into ae-KARINA, Violet, and Karina. Okay.
Do not fear.
Now, ideally, we would probably want to have Fairy Tale of a Nightmare on Arya, so we can have better odds of trying to beat this Violet. But it's not the end of the world, even if. Okay, so no death break there, which is very important. If we got death broken there, that would be a very bad time.
Get my autograph later.
And one thing that I realized is that having Crimson Armin at the bottom of your turn order is probably the best. But I mean, Arya at last isn't too big of an issue either.
I see your weakness.
Okay.
Look at my sword.
I wonder if there's a way to disable this this background music, or maybe change it. I don't know if that's possible, because it's honestly not that great. So I could go for an S1 on the Ravi. I could go for an S1 on the Karina. I think I'd probably want to get defense buff up here. We're gonna actually, you know what? We're gonna go for an S1 on the Karina here. The Karina's not really gonna be able to do anything either, since my Crimson Armor is gonna be able to get my buffs up here. So forgive me, guys, if these turns are a bit slower. I have no idea what I'm doing with this draft, but let's see how it goes. So Karina's turn is basically nullified. Conquer Lilia's S1 is basically nullified. So Arya's going to be able to get her S3 up, which means that the ae-KARINA is going to have to go into her. Everything's going to have to go into her. We're going to be able to get 5 focus pretty quickly. Everyone still has stealth for one more turn. Okay, everything seems to be okay so far.
I'll take your life.
He sees Bastion of Hope, so he's probably dumping attacks into it, just so that he can try reducing the CR, or I mean the ER amount.
You fool.
And yeah, now we're gonna press S3 and see how this goes. A lot of buffs on here on the left side. I can't say I've ever seen this many buffs for myself, but I guess I won't complain. So there's the Arya. He landed a blind debuff, which is nice, I guess. Now the Violet having attack buff isn't that great for me, but we are gonna heal to full, I think. Even through miss, we're actually doing some pretty decent damage on this Violet, actually. Okay, beautiful. A lot of damage coming through. Now the Karina's gonna... I don't think she's going to S3. I think if she S3s, it's... Okay, I guess she does. Never mind. We're gonna get another counter off here. Lots of... We definitely don't die. I'm pretty confident that we're not gonna die here. I'll be extremely impressed if you can kill me through Crimson Armor mitigation with defense buff here. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, nice. Now we got 3k HP back from Maid's passive. I'm gonna go for an S1 on the Conquer Lilies because I don't really want a dual attack coming in if possible, so never mind. Now, I could refresh the defense buff, but I don't really want to have the CR push me on S3 to reveal me from the stealth. So I'm actually going to go for an S1 Soul Burn onto the ae-KARINA. So if I can get a death break here into max injury, she might just be dead. Okay, she's very close to dead. Now, this Crimson Armor might actually be able to kill this ae-KARINA with through death break, which we do. Now the Sillies is going to have to go into the Arya, and I think we're actually doing pretty good. This draft is feeling very strong. I don't know if it's draft kingdom from just myself against this side or maybe gear gap, but this draft is feeling extremely good so far. I like it. Counter again. Beautiful. Now I probably want to... You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go for a soul burn on the violet here. Maybe we hit on the second hit. We do not. That's fine. Because even if he targets the Alencia now, it's not really a big deal because my Aria is going to be able to proc twice. And I just don't think 7k HP Violet's going to be able to win the game here. Wait, he S3'd? Okay, he just gave up. Wait, he's definitely done now. Yeah, he's dead for sure. I don't know why he threw, because now he just is not going to counter.
You'll regret this.
Okay, yeah, I mean, overall, I think the made Carmen draft is definitely pretty strong. It's a bit of a slower draft, but I'm having fun with this, so we'll definitely test it a bit more as we go along. But hey, we'll take that win, and we'll move on to the next fight then. Alrighty, so we are into the next battle, and we have Bellion pre-ban on myself and the Destina pre-ban from the right side. And I wanted to ban Bellion because I wanted to play a different style. I wanted to kind of play a Stene draft. Now, he goes Zeo first pick, which means I'm probably going to have to take units that are on Guiding Light, just so I can stay hidden. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to maybe take Green Pavel. Green Pavel might be a bit early, in my opinion, potentially. But that's okay. I'm going to take Bryceria, actually. Bryceria is going to be hidden as well. And let's see if my the tech that I had from last season actually works, because usually when people first pick Zeo into me, I'll try to take units that have stealth, so things like Guiding Light, Spectre Tenebria, or units that can counter, something like Aiden, right, that can just S2 and with MLDB and just kind of wipe the board. And of course, as you guys can see, I have Green Pavel geared now, which I didn't before, which is going to be huge. Now, this BBK pick is a bit weird because if he doesn't have a consistent cleave draft, I might... Okay, so he's pivoting off. So I think he identified that we have 2 hidden units, and I might just lock him into like a GP draft, or GP counter or something like that. So he's probably pivoting off, which makes sense. Now, I'm going to have to find a way to try to play this draft out now. So I'm thinking maybe we go for some type of mitigation, some pure mitigation in some sense. I could do like a Payra, but Payra draft here, is it awkward? No, I think it's fine. You know what? We're going to take Payra here. And we're going to take another mitigation unit, FCC. Now, the reason I picked Payra here is because I can land a buffable, and it's fast enough to contest so that if he doesn't take another opener or something that can actually help him win, I can just ban the Zeo straight up. And he's going to be in a little bit of an awkward position. Now, he takes the Flan, which means that if I ban the Zeo and he bans the Payra, he can basically full-on defense break me and try to one-shot me. But little does he know, I do have immunity on all my units, so I'm not actually too worried about the Flan. I think the Flan is kind of a dead pick, in my personal opinion. But I could be completely wrong. I might get completely wiped by it. Who knows? We'll find out.
Why don't you just surrender?
And then LRK. That is... This person's draft has got me extremely confused, if I'm being completely honest with you, because in my opinion, it makes absolutely no sense. But hey, we're not here to flame. I need to come up with the last unit. Since we're for fun gamers, why don't we take LQC? Now, if I ban, what do I want to ban here? Do I ban the mitigation? Do I ban the damage, opener? I'm not worried about the Flan for sure. This is AoE DPS, and he could remove my escort on turn 1. I think we banned the Zeo. Now, since we banned the Zeo, like I said, I do have immunity on all of my units. So I really do not care about this Flan. This Flan's just going to basically S2 push instead of S3. As you can see, he can S3. Wait, he S3?
It's time you pay up.
Wait, am I...
It hurts.
What? I'm so confused. Okay, well, I guess I can Soulburn S3. Now, the reason we Soulburn is so that we apply the unbuffable on, and we get the defense breaks on. And I guess he just FFs. Alright, Draft Kingdom, I guess. Alrighty, so that's going to sum it up for the RTA video, episode number 1. We're bringing it back with the Valorous season. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I want to have a little bit of versatility in my draft so that it's not the same boring thing every single time and just climbing our way up. Hopefully you guys do have some feedback. If you don't, please just like the video. It really helps me with the algorithm. And that's it. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys on the Guild War video, so I'll see you guys then. Bye!